Gold Squad TV. I gotta do a recap of this because I ended up accidentally deleting the original video. Ravens 30, Titans 24 in overtime. Derrick Henry got the touchdown in overtime on some beast run that he usually does. The game started. Before the game started, Malcolm Butler and the Titans were dancing all over the Ravens logo, which is ultimately disrespectful, and John Harbaugh went out there to confront them. It was just one big confrontation. The Ravens led the majority of this game. There was a point where the Titans looked kind of dead in the water, and all of a sudden in the fourth, Tannehill just started catching fire. A.J. Brown and Corey Davis. More A.J. Brown. It's scary huge, scary big. Just, just like his counterpart DK Metcalf. Very brutally strong receiver with a heart of gold. That touchdown he had against the Ravens in the fourth quarter was like, get off me, I'm scoring whether you like it or not. That put them up 24-21. Now, Lamar Jackson, I'm sorry. This is what I'm trying to make earlier. For the majority of the game, he had only 125 yards throwing the ball. He finished 186 in the touchdown. I think of the pick. Listen, man, the kid's regressing. Let's be real. He's in his third season. First season, he got a little burn and led the Ravens to a 7-2 record, but didn't have the O-line to really kind of like back him, which is what was causing his throwing woes in the playoffs. I'll give him a pass on that. Last year, MVP season, obviously. But the Titans pretty much exposed him in the playoffs for keying on one player, which was Mark Andrews, and not throwing to his other receivers, covering the receivers, making him and forcing him have to run. And, if that's his greatest weapon, that's okay, but he has to learn how to throw in between the lines. I said this time and time again. My cousin, I know he's a Ravens fan, and he said in quote, why don't they just let Lamar Jackson do what Lamar Jackson do with his legs? And it's simple. That's not going to win in the NFL. The running quarterbacks have arms, and they know how to get their receivers open, and they're very accurate. Russell Wilson, for instance, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, even though his team stinks this year. Obviously, Mahomes, different animal, but he could do it too. Even Aaron Rodgers, at his old age, runs out the pocket and manipulates the pocket in order to get what he wants on the receiving end. You either tell me Lamar can't learn how to do pump fakes. Russell Wilson's the king of pump fakes. You tell me Russell could do it, but Lamar can't. Lamar is too basic right now. Cannot read NFL defenses if his receivers are mediocre. You give him a whole bunch of receivers, that's great, but what's that really say about him? That's what it says about him. It says that he's pretty mediocre when it comes to passing. They're last in the NFL in passing yardage. Now the receivers have to play a part in that too, but when you're only keying in on Mark Andrews, not good. Their defense is good, but they're also, in Lamar's defense, they're missing offensive linemen. Ronnie Stanley was his biggest O-lineman. He just signed a deal and ended up getting hurt against the Steelers a few weeks ago. But this is 3 straight games now. And this man has not figured out effectively to get all his receivers involved this whole season. Now, you can sit there and say, well, maybe he's just not having a good year. But a guy that's MVP caliber, not to put up at least somewhat MVP stats, he's looking like he did his first year. He's regressing. And the only player that I could compare him to with that type of talent would be Michael Vick. And Michael Vick did the same thing. For those years in Atlanta, ran all over the place, was incredible, elusive, threw the ball when he could, and he was good at it. But for some strange reason, he never, ever seemed to learn the playbook and knew how to between the lines until after the whole scandal. Once he went to Andy Reid and learned that offense for a year, sat behind Donovan McNabb, who should be in the Hall of Fame regardless of how you feel about him personally. He learned how to throw in between the lines. He learned how to be a better quarterback and have those legs. You don't want Lamar Jackson going into year 9 and finally learning how to throw the ball down the field like Michael Vick did. Now, mind you, Lamar was MVP. Michael Vick was never an MVP. However, Lamar could be MVP, and as you see with Cam Newton right now, go from being MVP to being a guy that's always hurt. And then when he finally gets on the playing field as strong and as in shape as he is, be out there throwing knuckleballs. You know, Cam Newton's still young. He's only 31. Don't think that can't happen to Lamar. You want him to run so much. Let's not act like people don't tear their Achilles just running and not even, all it takes is that one bad step, blah, it's over. So the Ravens have a lot of adjustments to make. Cleveland has a better record than them right now. You have to ask yourself a question if you're Baltimore. Do you continue to simplify the playbook? You simplify the playbook for Lamar Jackson just to see if you guys can get a couple cheap wins to get the schedule starts becoming more favorable towards the end. Try to get that third playoff spot for the AFC Central or AFC North now, but I call it the AFC Central. It's the same stuff. Comment down below. Will the Ravens figure this out? Will Lamar Jackson actually learn how to throw in between the lines after this season? Will he improve? Will he actually take the playing book seriously? Or is he just going to be one of those quarterbacks with talent that won't put in the work? Because it takes work. It takes time to be a quarterback. You want to be a star, MVP, that's great. It don't matter at the end of the day if you're not learning the playbook. Go Squad TV. More to come soon. Comment down below. Peace.